Um, I want to say thank you very much to all our subscribers, everybody watching our videos. We thank you. We appreciate you. We thank you for believing in our vision, and we thank you for also staying connected and staying tuned, watching our video. We appreciate your time. Today, I would like to speak on current issue that is a concern for all Nigerians. That is one common problem that all Nigerians today are concerned about, that they are praying to God to, we're praying to God for in the mosque, in the church, and asking God for help. And a lot of people are asking questions. A lot of people are in the church praying and asking God for intervention. And that is the problem of insecurity. It's like it has entered a new stage entirely, right? Unlike what we are used to. It was in the north, but now spreading, advancing to the south. Just yesterday, in Kogi, bandits invade again and attack, kidnap people, a full load, a bus load of people. All the people that were inside the bus were taken away by bandits. And also in data, there was another news today. We also reported in data, right? So Quara also, so it's something that has not become a concern for all Nigerians. And like I said, we are all asking questions that what is government doing about it? Those who are praying, and those who are asking questions are also asking questions. All of this is very important, right? All of these are what is necessary and what is expected of us. We need to keep asking the questions and we need to keep doing the prayer. But there's something that is of essence that we need to actually understand. Something very important. We need to understand why we are what we are now. What we are currently seeing is just manifestation of the seed that has been sown for decades. The problem has always been around, it has always been with us, but just that we were unable to identify it, or maybe because we have identified it, but those who ought to act on it did not do anything about it. For instance, the political pundits, they've been mentioning, they've been saying for a very long time that most of the issues that we're currently having is part of the country, particularly in the north. For instance, the issue of poverty, for instance, the issue of income inequality, low level of education, education disadvantage, then the issue of uncontrollable birth rate of a population, where a family that can only cater for two children, all right, then end up having 12, 13, 15 children, and the resources cannot support the remaining members of the family. And then you have some of them on the street who are then left to at the mercy of whether the bad people or the good people, right? So you have these people who constitute a system called Almanjiri system, right? Who depend solely on alms giving and also random beneficiaries at all. So it's this type of system, right? Um, mainly been it's only functioning on um, 40 system. Let me put it that way, right? It's a system that is functioning on 40 system, right? System of uncontrollable birth rate, right? And as a result of that, we have another system that has not been created as a result of this system. This is Almanjiri system. So these people are very vulnerable. Whether if they are fortunate to be in the hand of good people, they are then model at least to be a good member of the society. Then if they are fortunate enough to be in the hand of bad people, then they are also modeled to be a nightmare to the state, like we are currently having now. This is not to say that those responsible for the insecurity situation in Nigeria are the Almanjiri people. No, we are only saying that some of the problems we are currently facing are as a result of insensitive, right? All right, our insensitivity to some of these issues that were already with us that we couldn't identify and find the solution to that. Then our insensitivity to our lack of education, uh, poverty, political instability, corruption. maladministration, misappropriation, and all of these issues, right, that we that as a country failed to address were the main reasons why we are currently where we are now. Those were seeds that were sown. Then they were seed, and those seed, because we couldn't address them, they started growing and started gaining root, and now getting deeper into the earth, and now started having fruit. So the fruit are what we're currently having, like banditry, terrorism, herdsmen, other clash, Fulani herdsmen, kidnapping, and all of those are fruit of decade of years of docility, government docility, ineptitude, institutional fraud, systemic fragility, and all of those things, right? As a result of that. So today, currently, as we speak, the government is looking at how to address the fruit, which are the manifestation that we are seeing. But we are not only talking about how to address the root, but I think it's also important for us to address the fruit. Okay, let's address the fruit. Once we finish addressing the fruit, then we need to address the root, because without addressing the root, we are it's just a mere wasting of time. And at the state that it is now, it has festered. The situation has festered. We have seen different dimensions to that. We have seen those who are probably considering the situation as an opportunity to advance uh, Islam, jihad. We have some jihad, Islamic expansion, proliferation of weapons, uh, light weapons, and even sophisticated weapons, grenades, rocket launchers, and all. We have all of that in our society today, and that is why we have seen the some vested interests like ISWAP, ISIS, right? Like we have, you know, ISIS, ISWAP in the northeast, currently in the country, who have different interests, and then we have another one again, uh, the Fulani herdsmen who probably need more land to graze their cattle, and the land grabbing is part of the issue, is part of the problem. Then we have another people who are the bandits who consider the situation as an opportunity to make money, right, of the people. So get weapons, kidnap, pay ransom. It's a very lucrative business. Of course, it is for them. It is a lucrative business. Kidnap somebody and then get ransom of 100 million, 500 million, I mean, by 100 million. Sometimes in some situation they paid above that 50 million, 20 million. They get more weapons, make more profits, and all. So, and by the time it enters this stage, it becomes very difficult, because it is a point where livelihood and all of those things that depends on it, right? So it's very serious situation. Yes, it's a very serious situation. Another thing that is actually very pathetic again is the fact that we have government who still at this point don't know what they are dealing with, right? Who are still treating the issue with levity and still thinking maybe, oh, they are, is way beyond what they are thinking it is. It is a very big problem. For non-state actors, for militaries to grow to the point where they can televise the killing of a general in the army is a serious issue. Where they can go kidnap people, and then the day government cannot rescue those people, government have to negotiate with them. Is a serious issue. At the point where some of them are even boasting that the government cannot do anything, is a serious problem. At the point where you are even seeing sympathizers coming on TV, appearing on TV all the time, advocating for these people, defending them and justifying their actions, right? Is a serious problem. At the point where um, people are no longer afraid to say they are lying completely with jihad, and also with the bandits that kill children, that kill women, that kill male, that turn children to orphan, women to widower, or be widow and men to widower. You know, that go to school to kidnap people in the school, that go to church to kidnap people in the church. You know, At the point you have all of these people, and then you still have another individual who is advocating for these people, who would begin to tell the government to treat them with leather gloves, to negotiate with them, and government still negotiating with them. At the point you have politicians, right, like we are saying in the north, right, going to the camp of the bandits to interact with them, negotiate with them, and communicate with them. Then this then at this point it shows that the country is in a serious problem because it does show the weakness of the government to address the problem. And once the non-state actors identify that and discover that the government is weak and the government is unable and the government lack the political will to really address the situation, then we have created more ground for them to operate, and more avenue for them to operate. I can only hope that God will intervene in the country like we are currently clamoring for. But I didn't believe that David in the Bible did not only call on God, but only also engage, right, by fighting the war. The same Israel and the other part of the world. But we believe that God does answer prayer. Whether Muslim and Christian, we need to support our country with prayer. We need to support the military with prayer. And currently now, the federal government has indicated, has declared that the police and the army should go ahead with recruitment. I think the army should go by about 30,000 people. Recruit should be done. New intake, right? They should go ahead and enlist. Why police should recruit additional 20,000 people, and also the VIP, the police attached the VIPs should be recalled and should be returned back to the barrack, and they should be retrained and then redeployed. So it's a fantastic initiative for the federal government, but we need to match all this action, this one with intentional. It must be just an intentional action. It must just be an effort for the media. Yeah, it must not be just an effort for the media. For media to see that the government is doing something, it must be very intentional and must be able to match this with real time results. So we hope that Nigeria will survive and Nigeria will succeed. And it is an appeal to all Nigerians that if you find it at any point in time you can support this the government in its effort to combating the insurgency, to combating terrorism in the country. Please go ahead and do that. And encouragement to our youth to also pick up the form, join the police, join the army, and that is it is necessary for us that we engage the way we can. And also from all of us here at Renaissance Foundation for Peace Building, we are already thinking of one or two things to do, peace building activities, peace building intervention projects, and all. Of course, we all know that is another topic for another day. That is, we have people funding insecurity, funding terrorism, buying weapons, buying gun and all. Then how many people do we have funding peace projects? Maybe if we have as much as people funding peace project, funding peace intervention project, and funding peace project, making fund available for peace intervention project, maybe the problem we currently have in the country will not be the level it is today. But we'll keep doing our best and ensuring that we give what we can to ensuring that we are able to address the problem of insecurity in Nigeria and Africa at large. Thank you very much once again. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you staying tuned to this time, watching this video with us. Please recommend this channel to your friends. Click the subscribe button. Share with your friends. Subscribe, and we believe together we are going to achieve a sustainable Nigeria and a holistic, a successful and a peaceful Africa. Thank you very much for your time.